Hey, I'm Osmond Bangor, marketing coordinator and weekend manager at the legendary Patchwerk Recording Studios, and I'm here with the Tight 32 producer of the month, LoKey.
What's up, bro?
What's good, brother?
Everything good?
Glad to have you in the building.
Yeah, it feels good to be here.
I gotta say this out the rip. I watched LoKey working here like a whole week. It was like, this dude is beast, and he's in everybody's session. He in the production studio, so we had to tell him about the contest. I think we told him within 10 minutes he entered in the next 5. And here we are now.
Yeah.
So just gonna go get into it, LoKey, man. So tell us where you're from and how you ended up here in Atlanta.
Well, I'm from D.C. originally, and I've been all across the country since I started producing 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
So I jumped out the gym and I like to get, put the footwork in and travel and meet different people and work in different studios. So I ended up in L.A. first for about 3 years, and then I came here, brought my wife and kids here, and they go with me everywhere. So they've been a part of the journey with me. And I've been here for about a year now.
Let me ask you this. At what age did you realize music was your passion?
I was playing basketball my whole life, so...
Okay, we ballers. There's ballers in the building. Okay,
so
okay.
When I was, I say about 15 years old is when I knew I could play the piano, like by ear.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
So that's when I started learning songs off the radio. And then a year later, I was making beats. And then I was playing in the go-go band. So we from D.C., I was playing the keys in the go-go band. So,
Talk about that for a second, that whole go-go culture.
Yeah, so, that's a lifestyle out there. Like, that's the music we listen to. It was whack to be a rapper or a producer in D.C. back in 2004, 2005.
Really?
Yeah, so everybody go to go-go's, listen to the go-go music. And then when Wale shot Glizzy, everybody started coming out. That's when people started grasping to the hip-hop industry. But I've been producing before all that, man. Like, I started incorporating the go-go sound with my sound to make my own sound. So I love where I'm from. The roots, the live music and everything is built in me.
Right.
Yeah.
So as far as that goes, because you mentioned saying like, okay, it was people like Wale, Shy Glizzy that kind of really transcended the sound. Who were some other individuals that you may have even looked up to as far as even producers coming out of there?
Chucky Thompson, he worked with Biggie and everybody. He's from there.
Okay.
And Tone P, he's a dope producer too. He worked with Wale, and he actually put go-go sounds in his beats as well, but a different way. We do it different ways. So. But I like those producers. There's a lot of producers. Timbaland from Virginia, like it's a lot of producers from the DMV that popped off.
Who was the first artist that you worked with from the area?
The first artist was this dude named Rated R. Like he was an underground artist, but like as far as a big artist was Shy Glizzy. I did Thank You on his Law 3 tape.
Okay.
So that popped off.
Was that obviously that's before you moved to LA?
Yeah,
correct?
That was before.
So what sent you to go to LA?
I just wanted a different scene. I was nominated for Best Producer in the DMV
Talk
area.
about it, okay. Okay.
So I'm like, man, I gotta expand.
You're right.
And that's how I'm always thinking. I'm always hungry. I'm always wanting to learn and expand. So I just jumped and went to LA, met the Game, did his album.
I gotta ask, because I always talk about networking. So you went to LA with no connections?
I went to LA with $500 and no connections.
And you had your family.
And I had my family. So by the grace of God, we was able to make it, little by little. And then me and the Game had the same barber. And by networking with the barber, just getting cool with him, he plugged me with the Game. And then the Game plugged me with Ray J and other people. So it was a chain of events. Relationships build other relationships.
Let's talk about that for a second. Again, I talk about this in this business life, man. You may be dope and talented, but how to foster and build real relationships.
Yeah.
So so you saying from meeting someone at the barbershop, it linked everything together.
Linked everything together. Yep. That's how that happened. And then my bro, he lived out there in L.A. He was an engineer at Atlantic Records.
Okay.
So I would get free studio time to make beats in Atlantic Records, and I could see the schedule. So I'm like, all right,
finesse the rooms.
Yeah, Kevin Gates gonna be in there this day. I'm gonna cut the beats up real loud while he there. And we cut the beats up real loud. He walked right in with his dog. Like, yo, bring that over here. Did like 5 songs with Gates that night. But it's just jumping out there, not being scared, just meeting people.
And how important was it to even just be prepared for those situations?
You don't have time to prepare at the moment, so
right.
you have to be prepared. You got to have product, and you can't be scared, and you got to know how to deal with different type of people.
Right.
You got to be good with people, but the main thing is having product and just going at it.
Right. So what led you to get from LA to, I guess, the next was coming to Atlanta?
Yep.
So what made you say, I'm going to the A now?
Because I've done a lot in LA. Not as much as I wanted to. I'm going to go back and do more, but I had to go to another city and do the same thing. So I'm like on my own little tour around the country.
Because I think the misconception, a lot of people, again, I've been living in Atlanta over 10 years. A lot of people say, man, again, talent gets discovered in Atlanta, but you got to go get that bag in L.A. Like, you got to get your relationships up at L.A. to be able to do anything anywhere else.
Nah, it's no rules to it.
Say that again.
There's no rules.
No rules. Ain't no rules to this, baby.
It's relationships, doing good business, and having great product.
Right.
And that's how I see it.
So when you got to Atlanta, who'd you link up with to even start working out here?
Nobody.
Well, think about when I met you.
Yeah.
You literally was, like I said, you was in the studio all week.
Right.
You was in sessions.
That's what I was doing. I'm hopping studios. And I'm just doing what I do.
Right.
And, by me being me, I meet people and I build relationships with these people. And my work show for itself. So that's how I do it. So let's talk a little bit about your production. What's your go-to? What's your weapons of choice, I should say? Yeah. I mean, the keys, melodies, of course. I love the sample too. 808s, drums. I just like it all, bro. Like I do R&B, trap, pop, Caribbean, dance hall. So
right.
I like to expand and not be in the box.
Right.
And of course, throw the go-go in there. So I have different sounds.
I know when we played you on the bass line the other day, everybody was like, man, damn. They heard them keys. They were like, what is this? Because, again, we like to always tell people, like, man, there's a difference between, a beat maker and a person who's actually a record producer.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Talk about that. How do you see that?
Well, I mean, even because a producer could be a producer and don't know how to play the keys too. He could hire people who just orchestrating the whole song, telling the songwriter to do certain things or telling the artist to deliver a certain way. That's producing and making a song. Beat makers, they just make the beat and send it out through the internet.
So they doing that at home.
So yeah, they doing that at home, and I'm not knocking that because I make beats and send it out.
Right.
So I call myself a beat maker and a producer.
Also, too, I know when I was seeing you in some of these sessions, again, to really produce a record, you're literally sitting there with the artist.
Right.
Do it like this.
Yes. That's the best vibe because it's a chemistry. And it's it's priceless because it's energy flowing. And the music, it's a certain type of energy that's in a room when you with somebody and you making a record.
So you think 100% is better to actually create with that artist in the room versus sending it out?
Exactly. Making the beat from scratch right there. The artist is writing or the songwriter's writing. Laid down certain parts. Usually the melody come out first and then put the words on top. Right. I love that process.
So let's talk about, again, you actually just watched the competition. That's part of the prize, actually coming in and seeing all the artists. Talk about how you felt today watching all these artists performing over your records.
It felt good. I saw some really good ones. A lot of them all of them need work, but I love what I saw.
Right.
Great potential. Definitely some great potential. It was fun too.
Right.
Fun.
To actually listen to all these different artists. And again, all the various beats. You sent 3 beats, but somebody performed at least on each one today.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was dope. And I tried to get them enough to choose from because everybody have different styles. And, I loved it. It was fun.
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk about, too, because, again, obviously, after you heard about the competition, what was your mindset of what type of beats to submit for this competition, knowing it's a hip-hop competition?
Right. Something with not too much going on, enough space that an artist could get his off.
Right.
Without me overproducing it.
Right.
And that's important, period, is not to overproduce or add too much to a beat.
Right.
Because the artist is an instrument as well.
Absolutely.
So I picked 3 different styles. I had to put one with go-go in it because, you know,
It's the
style
home.
represent from
Right.
And then the other ones were more hip-hop driven. Something
Okay.
with high energy and another trap type beat. So I try to hit all angles of the people I think will come in here.
Okay. So real quick, talk about again, because it seems like you got some credits, man. Like, talk about it. You work with Glizzy, but you've also worked with others such as
Nicki Minaj on the Queen album.
Okay.
A song called Regular Degular.
Okay.
Of course, The Game, I did 25% of his last album.
Nice.
Got some on the new one.
Yes.
Wiz Khalifa, Twister. I did A&E TV, Who Killed Tupac, the theme song for that. So
how did a lot of those opportunities though? Was it somebody hitting you like, yo, bro, we need you, or is it?
That's crazy because it's all been relationships and people put me on with other people, and it's sad. Well, it ain't sad, but I never had a manager. I had a manager. I had to fire him.
Hear that, folks? He doesn't have a manager. He's doing this on his own.
Because the simple fact, I was doing more work than my manager was.
So tell the people how they can stay in touch with you, LoKey. Like, how can they find you?
Instagram for sure is at LoKey, LOKEY _producer. Same thing on Twitter at LoKey_producer. My email is lokeygotbeats@gmail, LOKEY GOTBEATS. That's pretty much.
Okay. All right. That's our Type 32 Producer of the Month. Signing out. My man.
Sonically superior.